Welcome to lesson 4-5, module 4, lesson 5, owning versus renting. So there's time to do both in life, to be honest with you. It's hard to get out of college and go buy a home. It's hard to get a job, get out of your parents' house, out of high school, get a job, go buy a house. It's hard. So there's time for both. But when it is time for you to own a home, here are some things that you need to know. Your home's property value, is an asset. That means it adds to your net worth. Appraisals are what they use for municipalities to determine taxes, so towns, counties, states, to determine the property tax a homeowner must pay each year. Appraisals are public information provided by the county. So once your home is appraised, it's a public information. Lenders, banks, mortgage companies, lenders use appraisals to determine how much money a homeowner must provide as a down payment, which is cash that the borrower must provide to cover the difference between the mortgage value and the purchase price. So, say you find this nice house and you want to buy it, and the appraisers say that it's worth $150,000, but the homeowner living in it has it for sale for $160,000. So the bank's only going to loan you what it's worth, the $150,000, based upon your credit worthiness. So if you've got bad credit, they're going to ask you to pay more than that $10,000 between the appraisal and the purchase price. If you have a really good credit, you might could get away with borrowing more against the house. It just all depends. So it's important to keep your credit on the positive side. So what is a mortgage? That's a loan that a home buyer obtains and able to pay cash for a home. Okay? The interest rate that they charge on a loan is based on your credit worthiness. What's your credit score? How often are you going to pay your bills? The interest charge can be deducted each year from your taxes, which is a good thing. And then we talk about equity. Equity in a home is, say, it was appraised at $150,000, but you only paid $120,000 for it. You've already got $30,000 in equity. Well, the equity is just the difference between the property value and the amount of money that remains on your mortgage. So if your mortgage starts out below that property value, you're buying a home with equity immediately. Equity in a home can contribute to your net worth, because even though you may owe $120,000, you've got $30,000 worth of net worth in that home already. So let's say you painted it, fixed up the yard, did a few things, and turned around and flipped it and sold it for more than what you gave for it. So you would make money off of it. Okay. Responsibility of the homeowners. Of course, you must pay your mortgage on time. You have to pay taxes. And you have to keep insurance on your home. That's it. If the house was to catch on fire and burn down, you want insurance to make sure it gets paid for. Maintaining the home, like making sure that the plumbing works and that you keep it clean and cared for. That's how you protect its value over time. And then, of course, just room cleaning, upkeep, like keep the leaves out of the gutters, keep the yard mowed, keep if the paint's peeling, you're going to have to paint, Risks of home ownership include, tornado coming through and the house being destroyed. You not having any insurance, which better not happen. And the property value falling, say all of a sudden your neighborhood goes to crap and your property value falls because big business moves out of your town, or an Air Force base closes or something like that. That would drop the property value. And what if you got sick and couldn't work anymore and couldn't make your bills? Then you may have to sell unexpectedly. So those are some risks of home ownership. Homeowners insurance protects homeowners from many types of loss that can occur. Like I said, tornado coming through. Sometimes you can get some disability homeowners insurance there. If you got bad hurt and you were going to be off work for 6 months, it would help you pay your mortgage. So mortgage companies, that's the people that loan money to individuals to make them homeowners, require those homeowners to keep homeowners insurance for as long as there is a loan against the house. And if you don't, they'll levy insurance against you. They will take it out without your permission and add it to your bill. So you also have property taxes to pay, and this word is municipalities, towns, counties levy property taxes based on the value of the home, often to fund education. Every school district has a millage. That's how much money they're going to, that's a multiplier for taxes on your income and your property value. That money goes directly, millage money goes directly to the school in your district. So the budget impact of buying a home says list numerous monthly costs associated when buying a home. All right, first of all, we got that mortgage. And we pay to live there. We've got to keep insurance and taxes. And we have to keep our utilities on. So that's another cost. And then finally, we're looking at maintenance, upkeep, improvements, anything of that nature that you want to do to the home to make it better or as good as it was when you bought it. So this is just about renting. Now, it talks about renting a home, and renters often must provide a deposit. Pick the newspaper up, but that's not possible. Go online and look for homes to rent in your area. Usually the deposit is as much as a month's rent or more. Sometimes it's more, depending on the home. Before you can occupy the home, and you're also asked very often to pay up front the first before you move in, and sometimes the last month's rent. Say it's on a 12-month contract, so you'd have a deposit and 2 months rent in that case. a lease example you can find online anywhere. They're dependent upon who's doing the leasing, what they're leasing out. But it's just rules from the owner to the renter that the renter agrees to follow. Like, I won't have any dogs in the house. If that happens to be the owner's rule, then you can't, and you bring a dog into the house, they can charge you, keep money from your deposit when you move out to repair or clean anything that they see fit at that point. The responsibilities for you renting are always outlined in the lease and include things like paying on time, only having a certain number of adults and child occupants. I may not want you having 20 people living in their house. Keeping the property clean. Especially at move out, and paying additionally for any, and declaring in advance any pets. That's what I'm saying, make sure if you got a pet that they don't care for it being there. Don't go buy a pet after you get in there. And repairing, anything that is, that you messed up. If there's an issue with plumbing or electrical, you should be letting that owner know ahead of time. Renters do not bear the same risks as homeowners. You do not have to take out insurance on the home. You do not have to pay taxes on the home. You do not have to pay for maintenance. You do have to pay utilities to, have electricity and water. And renters are not responsible for, I just said all that, repairing the home in the event of a natural disaster. So, tornado comes through, I can't spell and write, sorry. Can't write and talk. I knew that didn't have a T in it right there. I'm so sorry, guys. However, if you're going to rent, you better take out some renter's insurance, okay? Because nobody's going to replace your belongings. None of your furniture, your clothes, anything that gets lost in a fire or a natural disaster is going to be replaced by the homeowner. It's just going to be up to you. So renter's insurance covers those contents that just belong to you in the home. So when you talk about your monthly expenses to rent, of course your rent has to be paid. You got your utilities and your renter's insurance. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to stop right here and make a second video about buying a new car.